Sub 37 is our newest synthesizer here at the show. These are prototypes we're showing. It'll be available later in this year in the springtime. It'll be retailing for about $14.99 US. And what we have here is a sound engine based on the sub-fatty synthesizer. So its heart is a monophonic synthesizer. We're calling it paraphonic though, because we can split control of the oscillators between two fingers and play intervals. They share the same filter and same VCO. That's why we call it paraphonic. You'll see a lot of controls on the panel. All right, so this is for the guy who really wants to dig into synthesizers. We did not hold back on offering control for this thing. Sound sources start with oscillators. There's two of our super stable VCOs that we designed for the sub-fatty. They have the keyboard reset button, so you can reset the phase of the oscillator as you play notes. That's really good for sequencing. Of course, we have hard sync. Duo mode, you can select the control of oscillator 2, whether it's the high note or the low note. Or you can turn it off for drones. Which is also kind of cool. You have both a frequency control, which does plus or minus a fifth, and then you have this beat frequency control, which is really cool. It allows you to set a linear detune. So you can have detune that doesn't get really, really out of tune as you go up the keyboard. Here's our mixer. So our sound sources are our oscillator 1, our sub oscillator. That's just oscillator 1. Oscillator 2. And then there's a noise source. And then this control right here is really cool. This is a feedback control. So it's and the external audio in is normal to the output of the mixer. So the mixer can feed back into itself. So you get some really kind of crazy unstable sounds. The filters are a classic Moog filter. You have the multi-drive circuit, which is wrapped around it. You have both pre and post filter distortion. So that's all in addition to the feedback, so it gets really, really crazy. Selectable slopes on the front panel, so 6, 12, 18, or 24 dB per octave. That 6 dB is really crazy and screaming. And then the envelope generators. This section's really interesting. So we've given all the controls that we could think of to go with envelope generators. You have, of course, your attack, decay, sustain, release. For all the knobs, there's also a shift function, and you'll see I also have delay, hold. So the delay is the beginning of the envelope. Hold is the end of the attack section. About amount of velocity that sets the level of the envelope. So that's for articulation. And keyboard tracking, so you can make the envelope speed up as you go up down the keyboard. And then there's ability to latch on the envelope. So I can create drones, I can loop. So I can have looping envelopes. And that's really fun. You can get these cool polyrhythmic types of things. Alright, moving over here, 2 mod buses, 2 LFOs. So the modulation on this instrument is like super deep. We have an arpeggiator with a step sequencer, so I can come in here. See what happens. And then I can sync LFOs. So you get some really fun stuff really fast.